Hello and welcome to another weekly update. Another busy week, plenty of things to talk about, so let's get into it. So this week was the week I kicked off a series of blog posts talking about creating a Teams bot that has IVR functionality. So this is kind of exciting because it's something that you can do in Skype for Business on premise. You can't do it in Skype for Business online, and that is the ability for a bot that users can call. So audio calls into the bot, and that could be a user within your organization placing like a SIP call and escalating that to audio, or it could be tied to a PSTN number. And what they do is they call, and then there's some speech to text. The bot talks to the user, natural language, sort of recorded audio or synthesized voice. Maybe the user speaks back and then the code understands what the user's saying. Maybe they use their keypad to choose a course of action. That's typically where IVRs come. You often hear them in sort of big companies. It's that, press 1 for sales, press 2 for marketing, press 3 for IT, that kind of thing. Like I say, they've been around in Skype for Business on premise for quite a long time. A really, really early blog post I did way back when. There used to be, what was it? WWF, was it? Windows Workflow Foundation, maybe? It was like a drag and drop way of building code. You could build an IVR bot that way. Kind of interesting how far we've come. Anyway. You can now do that IVR function in Teams, which is really exciting because Teams is very different from Skype for Business on premise. It's entirely cloud-based. So being able to do something like this in the cloud without local servers, infinitely scalable, is really interesting. So I kicked off a series of blog posts about how to do this. So the ones published this week include the introduction, and there's a short video in the introduction. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about with these IVR bots, then you'll definitely want to have a look at that, because there's a little video of me calling a bot, and I can't remember, it's like the time and the weather, I think. So kind of keypad stuff, press 1 for the time, press 2 for the weather. So not super useful, but it shows you what's possible, right? And then the rest of the blog posts in the series just talk about how to build that up. So part 1 published this week was around like registration and how the security works and all the rest of it. Also part 2 includes the sample code. There are another 3 kind of things to talk about, and they'll get around to doing them next week, I think, hopefully. So if you're interested in all that kind of side of bots and how it works with Teams, then definitely look into that, because it's kind of new. It's using the new calling API, calls and meetings API, that was announced at Ignite last year. So that's kind of interesting as well. And there's tons of interesting things you can do with it that I actually don't even talk about, because I wanted to be really focused on, right, how do we build an IVR bot? Let's do that. But there's tons of interesting things you can do. I've got a couple of cool ideas for community projects I may do and release later on in the year if I get time. So look out for that. So those are kind of the main big things that are happening this week. The other thing I want to call out is kind of upcoming events where I'm speaking at. So there's a ton of things going on in the next couple of months. It's a really, really busy time. And so I wanted to call out, there's a number of different things happening starting from the week after next. So I'm doing something in my kind of local city of Norwich in the UK. It's a developers conference, so if you're in the area, if you're in East Anglia, come to Norwich week after next for NorDevCon. Links to all of this I'll put in the show notes. I've got like a page where I list all the things I'm speaking at, so go there. And then kind of after that, I'm talking at Ignite, the tour in London, and then looking a bit further ahead into June. I've just been confirmed as a speaker for Comms V Next, which is super, super exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. Definitely, I think, the biggest, UC only conference or UC dedicated conference happening anywhere in the world. Happens in Denver in June. This is the first time I'll be going out there. Super excited to be able to speak there. Looking forward to it. I'm going to be talking about actually a lot of this stuff, I think, about building bots, real slant as well on IT pros who aren't hardcore developers. So if you're listening to all of this and thinking this is great, but I'm not a developer, I'm not very good with code, you know, the last time I looked at code was ages ago, a bit of basic or whatever, but I'm all right at PowerShell, so, you know, maybe I could muddle through. This is for you, because definitely you can. Here's a secret, it's way easier than it used to be with UCMA, so way easier. Different, all right, there's different things to worry about, but it's not super hardcore code. There's not a lot of code stuff to get your head around it. It's more just understanding how it all works, how it all fits together. So loads and loads of opportunity for IT pros as well. This is not a developer only sport. So yeah, looking forward to that as well. And there's plenty of other things happening as well in the interim. So yeah, lots and lots of things going on. So pretty sure that's everything I want to talk about. There's no, as far as I'm aware, unless I've missed them because it's been super busy, there's no kind of real breaking news in the developer work space for Teams and Skype for Business at the moment happening. Build is coming up, that's in May, beginning of May, so bound to be some announcements there as well. So that's kind of around the corner. So lots and lots of things happening at the moment in this space, so super exciting. It's why we're in technology, right? It's always changing. That's what keeps it exciting. You've got to keep up. If you stand still, you die. This is what all this stuff's all about. So keep listening to these if they're useful, if they keep you up to date with what's going on in this part of the world, in this kind of developer space. If you can get to any of the speaking events, that's brilliant. Otherwise, have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you again next time.